Yo, it's JSF, and y'all see the variation name, y'all know what time it is. I'm gonna try to do this. I've tried to make this video a bunch of times. Man, I already know I'm gonna get frustrated. Basically, I'm gonna compare Frost to a lot of different characters, a lot of different things, and I'm gonna try not to talk about Shao Kahn too much because the cap about Shao Kahn is crazy. Like people still say RoboCop is bad. People still say Shao Kahn is the worst in it. Like that shit is all cap. Like none of that shit is true. Like RoboCop's not even bad. RoboCop didn't even get buffed. Like it's a lot. But this video is about Frost, so I want to talk about Frost. But one thing I just want to say early. People will tell you that Fujin is top 5, top 10 because of his mobility. Well, Frost has the worst mobility in the game. Now, since this was tested before Aftermath, but before then, like our walk speed was the worst. You know, her dashes are trash. Like her wave dash ain't good. Like Frost, like she has the worst mobility in the game. And if you believe that Fujin is good because he has the best mobility in the game, you have to believe the opposite. That Frost has the worst mobility in the game. She might just be bad. Like just putting that out there. And no, in case you're wondering, Shao Kahn's mobility ain't bad. Backwards, sure, it's pretty ass. Forward, if I can get my wave dashes right, he's got one of the best wave dashes in the game. Like his shit is like really good. It's like shockingly good. So yeah, no, his mobility is not bad. He can cover a shit ton of ground. I know that's a high. He's got armor breakers for days, really viable armor breakers. He's got the best anti-air game in the game. Like you cannot jump on this character. He has better anti-airs than any, like his anti-air game is better than Jade's because his down 2 is as good as Jade's, right? His down 2 is as good as Jade's, it is. I want to try to get her behind my head and see if I can hit her, but I probably can't. He's probably too tall for that. But if you're in the air at any point, you're getting slapped. I also have this, right? That's also a launcher, right? It's also an armor breaker. So if I go for like a standard anti-air combo off my jab or something, right? If I do something like, damn it, you know, something like this, right? And that's me being shitty at anti-airing with a jab because I don't usually do it. Not the button being bad, right? So like something like this, if I think they're gonna break, you know, I can go into that and you know, kill them for it, right? Just something else to think about. Shao Kahn is the best wake up 3 in the game. Like you can argue that, but it's at least top 3, top 5, like wake up 3s in the game. Like it's a lot of little shit like that. But let's just talk about Frost, right? By the way, like I've said plenty of other times, I know people say, oh, this string has a big gap in it. Don't use it then. Like, I don't get why people don't understand that. Like, oh, well, this has a big flawless body gap. Yeah, I know, and it sucks. And it's kind of annoying. It's probably should be reworked. But that just tells me that this string is not designed to do what you guys want it to do. This is not designed, like, this can be -5, right? I'm getting into -6, but it can be -5, right? So saying, oh, but this is punishable if you just do one hit. Fam, it depends in the situation you do it in. Right? And if you're fighting a character who has a 7-frame jab, and if they can do that 1-frame punish, and if the jab reaches. You know what I mean? Because look, from this range, Frost can't even hit you. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's not just like, oh, this is full combo punishable. No, bro. Not to mention Frost's buttons move her backwards. People don't understand why this is so important. Her buttons move her backwards. If I keep doing back 1, I'm going to get further away. Does it on block, does it on whip. Same with her jab. If I just keep doing standing jab, look at my inputs. I'm not pressing any directions. I'm not. I'm just pressing stand jab. You know what I mean? Like, do you notice what's happening? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like a lot, but it's a little. It's a lot of little shit like this that nobody thinks about, that nobody knows about, that people keep telling me that my character is better than what it is. And like, fam, you don't play the character. You don't lab the character. You don't analyze the character. It's like, trust me. People will say, oh, but Frost has she has 2 throw crushing blows, right? She's got 2 throw crushing blows. What you mean she's bad? Look, 30%. Boom. You know what I mean? How could she be bad if she has 2 throw crushing blows? I'm gonna tell you how she can be bad. How she can be bad. Same reason this crushing blow, right? Of course, I fucked the combo up. I forgot I have that turned on. That's gonna make it hard to show this. So let me turn easy crushing blows off, and we'll just have Shao Kahn whip some shit. good damage. 34% for 1 bar off a crushing blow. I mean, that's not bad. But other characters are getting, you know, that for 1 bar off the rip, right? Including Shao Kahn. He can get like 33% for 1 bar, just putting that out there. This crushing blow is one of the dumbest ones in the game. It literally has to hit for max range, which means you kind of can't combo off of it. Like, the nature of the crushing blow means, oh, it's really hard or impossible to combo off of it. It's really fucking useless. If you see it happen in a real match, if you ever see anybody land this crushing blow, all you're gonna see them do is a whopping 16%. Now you can dash up, and get a little bit more, like maybe 25%, but off a crushing blow for like a bar, like it's silly. It's silly. It's cartoony, bro. It's fucking cartoony. This button's 19 frames startup. And here's the thing, man. Here's the thing people don't get. From this range, right? Frost can only do 2 things. She can't hit you with down forward. She can't. From this range, right? People say back 2 is really good, back 2 is really good, right? All you can do is back 2 and forward 2, right? Now, it's obvious that forward 2 has more range than back 2, right? Right? So if you're a little further out, you're probably gonna back 2 or do a projectile, right? Or zone, right? Problem is, this is high, this is high, these are highs, and yeah, you can EX it and get mids, but it's very obvious there's a gap in between the startup. There's a gap between these two and these two. Like, I'm telling you this, like, if people don't know this by now, I hope y'all know this. On block, right? In between that and those, if Scorpion blocks it, he can teleport and punish me. So, like, I literally can't do this move against Scorpion. Because if he blocks these two and I try to EX it, he can just teleport. Not to mention you can duck the first two. You know what I mean? Like, her zoning is very fake. People think her zoning is good because they crouch block. Stop crouch blocking, duck. Like, stop. When you're full screen, I cannot hit you. And, like, there's no way for me to hit you from here with Frost without you seeing it coming. Like, I have to do this and then EX it. Like, there's no reason for you to take any of this shit. Like this, right? I will sit here and chip people out with Frost. Right? Or like this. Like, there's no reason for you to take any of this shit. None. People take it and then they lose and they say the character's annoying, but it's like, fam, you don't have to take that chip. And if I don't have the life lead, I can't zone. I have to come in eventually, right? I will say Frost's Fatal Blow is not bad. It scales harder than any other Fatal Blow in the game, though. Like, her Fatal Blow scales the hardest. And I know you think, oh, but it's a beam. It should scale hard. Sure. But I'm pretty sure it scales harder than Aaron Black's. And his is a fucking beam. Jax's is a beam. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's be honest here. But yeah, her strike throw game is non-existent. Like I said, this is not a stagger. This is not a stagger because you gotta put her fucking whole head back on. Or worst case scenario, you get hit by this and, like, you know. Cool. Like, she doesn't get... If you get hit by this one hit because she tried to stagger it, you press, I think she's gonna stagger. You know, say you had to guess, right? After the first 2 hits, let's say you had to guess, oh, is it a stagger or not? Worst case scenario, like, is she gonna try this? You know, worst case scenario, you take that one hit, hey, nothing happens. You lost like 8%. Knockdown. Cool, reset neutral. Fine, I'll take that. And that's not even a stagger, right? This ain't no stagger. Any Frost player using this is a stagger. It's fucking fake. Super cap. This is minus 13. Like, this is a full combo punish. 16 frame low with no range. The range is very, very abysmal. Can be minus 12, but still punishable. Not to mention, this string has 2 gaps in it. That has a gap in it. And that's unsafe. Full combo punishable. Gap. Gap. And I'm listening to Shao Kahn players complain about 1 gap. I fucking 8. Like, what are we doing? Like, some Frost players get this shit off, but it's pretty capped because this has no range, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, she can look like there's no range, right? This is 14 frames and a high. Let me turn off flawless blocking. Her stand 4 has range is not great either. It doesn't advance her forward like a lot of stand 4s do. It is 0 on block, but it pushes them back, so I can't do this into a grab, right? Even from point blank range, right? I can try to dash up and do it, but that's a gimmick which will get found out eventually. You can do the second hit and be +3, which is kind of cool. But again, why would who's gonna let you dash up to them like this and do a 14 frame high? They're gonna mash on you. People are going to mash and people are going to jump on you. Like, and that's the thing. Like from here, right? And I know I'm jumping around, but I'm just saying it as it comes, right? From a tiny bit outside of a round start, this doesn't reach. And even if like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are gonna jump. They are. Look, that's a punish. She's still in recovery. Oh wait. Not to mention that's very easy to do. Like, you know what I mean? She has a lot of recovery on these buttons. So like, let's say round start. I'm playing Frost. Round start, game start. I want to do down 4, right? You get fucking clobbered, right? All they gotta do is jump, right? If it's and so you see how it says punish? Sometimes I'm fucking it up, but you get the point, right? There's a lot of recovery on a lot of her moves. Like, she's just out there for a long time before she can block you. If it's a character like Kung Lao, he's gonna instant air dive kick and kill you for it, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot of that, bro. Oh, she got plus frames on this. Fam, if you're doing your... And like, from this range, it's not real. So you have to be up close. Now, you either have to have a setup for this on hit, meaning you already landed a hit and went for this bullshit, or you went right in your opponent's face and did a 13 frame high into another high, or to a mid, right? You know what I mean? And took the plus frames, right? And then you can, do this, right? And there's characters that can get out of it, but we'll talk about that later. Or maybe we won't talk about it. I've already talked about that before. Just the setup is not foolproof. Even though it seems like it should be, that should work theoretically, but I disproved that over a year ago and nobody listened. So yeah, it's not that scary because this is 13 frames and a high. Like I said, people are gonna mash on you. You know what I mean? Sure, you can make them respect you with the mid, you know, and then try to sneak it out. But if you could try. Oh, by the way, Frost has one of the worst down 2s in the game. I would say only Fujin's is worse. Nah, Spawn's is pretty bad too. Yeah, and just throwing it out there, her down 2 is slower than Shao Kahn's. Hers 10 frames, his is 9. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. The issue with Shao Kahn is not that he's like the worst in the game. It's that, yeah, he's harder to use than a lot of characters. He is. But he's designed a specific way. Like, you're not supposed to do what Frost does. You're not supposed to do what Liu Kang does. You're not supposed to do that with Shao Kahn. That's how you're supposed to play the character. But let's... there's so much more, dude. There's so much more. And I mean, we can do the let's just talk about her new move, quote unquote. So Frost only gets one new move due to like customs, and that's this move, right? This is a 2-slot move. This is a 2-slot move. Dragon Stance is a 1-slot move. This is a 2-slot move. Dragon Stance is a 1-slot move. Storm Cell is a 1-slot move. This is a 2-slot move. Now, sure, if you manage to land this, you can dash up and do a little bit of something, but like, that's preemptively using the meter and neutral for this move, right? And like, sure, it's a mid, which is good. It's definitely good, right? But it has a shit ton of startup, basically from when you do the move to when it actually lands and hits your opponent. It's a long time. Not to mention, she already has a move that really controls this space. And this doesn't fix any of the holes in her game plan, really. Like I said, her mobility is trash. So like, trying to like, you can't really like throw this out as like a set play type thing and try to dash in and enforce some offense. You really can't, right? You really can't. Now, if you wanted to do that, you would have to play this move, right? And this move it's okay. It is a mid though. It is a mid, you know. This obviously like not a low. There's no mix up with it, right? That's another thing. Frost doesn't have any mix ups. She doesn't have any staggers. She doesn't have any mix ups. She doesn't have a good jab string. Like, she can't enforce the strike throw mix very well. Unless you do something -7 that's very, very close to her, then she can. But other than that, she can't. What's the other move I have in this? Oh, I have the launcher, right? So you can do like, You know, something like that. You can do something like that, right? If you time your throw right. But the thing is, when your head's on the ground, you can't use back one, right? You cannot use back one when your head's on the ground because you don't have your head. Can't use down back three either, but this move sucks. Frost has a terrible armor breaker. Shao Kahn has 3 armor breakers. Skewered is a really good armor breaker at that. And if you make the hard read on shoulder charge, that's another good armor breaker. Just pointing that out. Just pointing that out. Frost has this 1 armor breaker. Like, if I get in the combo, I have to, like, just give that shit up. Like, say he's gonna break away fast. Where is it? Break away fast, right? I gotta just commit. I gotta hard commit to that. You know what I mean? And, like, whereas, like, if hold on one second. If she does this, right? Combo done, 90%. You know what I mean? Like, I'm out of the combo, right? And then if she does... What? I can visually see it and just not waste my breakaway. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like, it's a shitty armor breaker. And I'm down 2 crushing blow, you don't really get shit. I already made a video about that. But yeah, this shit is cute. It's cool. It's nice to have the bomb or whatever. You land the hit. You know, but you can't like freeze this. You can do that, but you gotta like reset the combo, right? You're not getting high damage for this type of shit either. And like the thing is, like you can put this out in neutral, but then all you can do is a bunch of highs, right? You can do forward 2, you can do like down 4, but like, you know what I mean? Like you can just poke and pester somebody, but nothing is like, it's basically relying on you to have setups and make reads on your opponent and like outplay your opponent, like, and like scare them into not doing anything, shit like that. If they know how to fight this, it's not that scary. You know what I mean? Like, it's got some startup, got some recovery. I'm not saying this is bad, but it's definitely not enough to make her like every character has some good shit in this game, right? Every character has some good shit, but this is not as good as it looks. Like, you see the setups and tech, cool, but like you see a sick ass, you'll see Hey George post an amazing combo off this shit. This into a setup, it's a boom, 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 and it'll do 24%. Like, it's cute, but like you're not gonna die from this. You're not winning tournaments with this. You're not making it to Elder God off this. Like, you're not. Nobody is. Like, nobody. There's a reason you don't see any Elder God Frost. I don't think anybody's ever done it, playing exclusively only Frost. There's a reason you don't see Frost in Frost only top 8 in tournament, top 16 tournament. Like, you don't see it for a reason. Like, the character is just not. Character's bad, bro. What else we got to talk about before I compare her directly to other characters, right? This is one of the variations I use. Oh, the dive kick. I want to talk about the dive kick because people probably think the dive kick is good. Turns into a low if it hit the ground and on block. If it does turn into a low, hits the ground, it's always -7, right? Here's the thing about that. You can flawless block it is -17, full combo punishable. Anytime she does her dive kick and it hits the ground, you can flawless block it and she's full combo punishable. Without spending any up 2, up 3, no, you can just punish her, right? And then that means like you gotta do it higher. And guess what happens when you do it higher? You're punishable. Even if you don't flawless block it, if I do it high, -14, I'm punishable. So then you gotta try to hit it in the sweet spot, right? That's the sweet spot, -4. Good luck doing that in the real match. Good luck getting at this range and getting like the short hop into this, or doing it off a regular jump. Like, you know what I mean? Good luck. Like, good luck getting that in the real match. You're not. So this move is more than likely always going to be punishable. It's up to you as the defender to punish it, right? Even in this situation, I'm -10, but it's Shao Kahn, baby. I got a 9-frame jab. You're punished with the range, right? Like, and nobody else's jab would reach in that situation, but Shao Kahn's will, right? I didn't even get into Shao Kahn's crushing blows that are actually pretty good. Like, come on, man. So yeah, a lot of the shit about Frost is people not knowing the matchup, people not playing the matchup right. She's got probably the worst stand jab in the game. She's got no staggers, no mix-ups. Like she's got gaps for days. Her zoning is mostly capped. Sure, I can do this and do that, but like I hit you with one projectile. Whoop de fucking do. Whoop de fucking do. Let's compare Frost to a character I want to say is similar. If you say Frost is a zoning character, right?
Frost.
Let's say Frost is a zoning character. Let's compare Cetrion. And I don't know too much about Cetrion. But let's compare Frost to a character we all know is a keep away zoning character. If this is what you say Frost is, cool. Let's look at what Cetrion got, right? Jab is 8 frames, which is 1 frame slower than Frost. Down 1 is 8 frames like Frost, right? Because she's not supposed to have great up close game. But jab, look at the jab range. Actually, I lied. Her jab range is like Shao Kahn's. Look at that. 7 is 8 frames instead of 9. -1 instead of plus. Then this string. Second hit is a mid. You know. She can whiff the first hit and just do the second hit. Comes out hella fast. Pretty good. No gap. You know. We'll push back. There we go. Yeah, no gap. -8 will push back. Always safe. So she's got a good jab stream. It's 8 frames instead of 7 frames, which isn't great. But we're gonna get to something that kind of nullifies that anyway. 4-2 or 4-2, 14 frames, right? Let me turn flaws spots off. 14 frames advancing. 14 frame advancing mid. Got solid range. Hits from back here, and it's -4. You can stagger that and go into nothing. You can go into where is it? How do you do it? All right, now I got the pinata. Now I got the pinata. You can do anything into this. It's -20, but you can do the far run. You can enhance it and make it completely safe. Yes, there's a flawless blind gap. Good luck consistently doing it and reading it. This has been terrorizing people forever, right? She can do anything into this. And if she has meter, you have to respect the fact that she can enhance it, right? You just have to, right? Not to mention she can do shit like, and then, you know what I mean? Like, +15 on hit, +15. So Cetrion can enforce, she's got a good whiff punish game with like 4-2. Not to mention she has back 3, which is a 10 frame low. What's the back 3 too? Yeah. 10 frame low string. -5. This is -8, but you know what I mean? It's really just to make them respect the fact that you have that. Her stand 2 is 9 frames, Frost is 13 frames. She got this to chip people out, you know. She's got this with the end and the overhead. And this is a crushing blow where she can actually get high ass damage. Down to mad weird. You know. Cetrion, her zoning, she has Rock, which is a mid. She's got Hell's Wrath, which is a mid. She's got this move, which is a mid. Hella unsafe, but it is a mid. And then if you play the water move, she has that too. And then she has this rock, which if you jump, the anti-air rock, it literally has a crushing blow that it hit you. The crushing blow is that you got hit. That's the requirement, right? Her zoning is way more oppressive. Her up close game is better because this is a good stagger. You know what I mean? 14 frames, but then she does have a 10 frame option, right? She has a really good jab string. Frost has a really shitty jab string, right? It's just, to me, man, her down 3 is actually a low like everybody's is. Her down 4, what's her down 4 on hit? +18, Frost is +14, of course. She's just better in every way as a zoning character. And you could argue that Frost does more combo damage than Cetrion, which is true. But Frost combo damage isn't even like crazy. It's like if I do a combo off this. $295, that is optimal damage unless you're, I guess if you play the drill, you would get less damage. This is optimal. You would have to spin another bar to get more damage. This is all for 11 frame mid string. Sure, you can get a little bit more off the jab, but the jab can't really punish anything due to the hitbox being so short, stubby, and upward. You can't really punish like things that you should be able to punish with the jab. It's really shitty. Like Frost, you would have to dash up and punish with her jab, right? And you can get a little more damage. You can get a little more damage with that, and that's not bad damage, but that's not like reliable, because what's reliable is back one. So you'll get 29%, 30%, which isn't bad, but isn't like amazing. Like there are characters that are getting 30, 35%, you know, one bar combos like that are really good. Like, you know, so it's not like her damage is like, oh, she got some of the best damage in the game. No, it's average. It's okay. It's, you know, I will say that if she lands a hit, she can enforce some strike throw mix. But the problem with that is her being able to enforce strike throw mix means she has to have already hit you. So it doesn't help set up the throw crusher blow because you have to already have thrown them, and you don't have a throw game unless you already get the hit. Like it's like, you know what I mean? It's like hustling backwards. You gotta land the hit to be able to get better at landing the hit. Like it's shitty, right? Let's look at another character. Right? If you want like a let's say a character that's got some zoning, but you wouldn't say it's a zoning character, but that's got some good mid-range, but got some good up close. Let's look at young Cassie Cage. And I know I'm comparing Frost to top tier characters, but I started this video showing Frost and Shao Kahn side by side. So what do you want from me? Yeah, so I got back two, right? This is my only button I can hit from back here. Forward 2, back 2. 19 frames, 19 frames. Down force 12 frames. It don't reach. And that's it. None of my other buttons, like nothing's reaching. Like there's nothing else. I don't have any other move. Like, and we go to Cassie. Has a 10 frame high that can reach, right? 10 frame high that can reach. 11 frame high, 11 frame mid. Doesn't quite reach, but we take one little step closer. And that's a lot more range than Frost's 11 frame mid, I'll tell you that. Not to mention, if I have a block, right? -4, completely safe. You can stagger this. Not the best stagger in the world, but you can stagger this. Not to mention, second hit, still completely safe, no gap. Completely safe, hit confirm block and just block after. It's just a better version of Frost's back one string. It's just way better than it. Like comparing these moves to each other, hers is just way better. Not to mention, she has a 9 frame mid. That's only -3. It's a great stagger. It was originally neutral on block. Like, it was 0 on block. It's one of the best staggers she has, right? Really good. Because you can go into the overhead after. You have to respect that there is no reacting. Did she do the overhead? No. You have to do it. You have to, like, once you see this kick, you have to stand block. And when you do that, that opens up the window for her to do it again and harass. So dash up and do something. Or do this, dash up a little bit and do it again. And when you're expecting to throw, you get clapped, right? She's also got 1-1-1 jab string, right? People think it's bad because it's -8 on block. Yeah, technically it's a 1 frame punish and it's punishable. Some characters have 8 frame jabs, can't even punish it. But it's special cancelable, right? That's obviously an unsafe special, but then there's this one, right? This is, you can make this safe. It does have a gap, but my point is, this being -8 doesn't make this useless. It's still a good auto shimmy. It still helps throw bait. It's still a really good jab string. She still has a 9 frame mid with really good staggers. Like, she has a really good throw game. She doesn't have throw KBs, but she has a really good throw game. She also has a really good zoning game because she has a standard fireball, which is pretty slow, whatever, high. 2 highs. It's 2 bullets, which is really important, right? So, like in the zoning game, right? For like Frost, if I want to put the shield up, it's a character like Cassie. One of them bullets will still come through because the shield only protects from 1 projectile, 1 hit, right? This goes under every projectile, like it goes under everything high. So if I was to, you know what I mean? Like, excuse me, you know what I mean though? Like Cassie's zoning is just better than Frost for this, right? Because she can get multiple bullets out. She can get low bullets out, and there ain't really shit you can do about it, right? And even though Frost has down back too, even though Frost has this move, right? I can go under it. You know what I mean? If I time it wrong, yeah. But her projectile also grants a knockdown, which is really powerful in the zoning game. Like, she has much. So basically, to sum it up, right? Cassie can do everything Frost can do better than Frost can do it. Just putting it out there, right? Just like, if you look at Frost and look at the top tier characters, they all do better. They're just better than her. And like, it's not even the fact that like, that would be fine. That would be that wouldn't be the end all be all. But then the fact that she can't, like, what's Frost's game, right? She's just like half-assed at everything. She's not good at anything, right? She's got a couple long range buttons, but they're not good. Like this is trash. Like what are we talking about, bro? Hey, they just fixed the hurt boxes in the game. Oh, is that why my high whiffs when she's crouch blocking? You know what I mean? Like, let me just, hold on. Let's get back to worst in the game. So they fixed this jailing, right? So you can actually jail into this against her. Not against Johnny, but this still will whiff, like, against crouch blocking characters. Like, it's a high. You know what I mean? So, like, it becomes to the point where you damn near don't even gotta guess. Like, my high projectiles just fly right over your head. Like, it's almost to the point where you don't have to guess. Like, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way that this character be like, think about everything I've said in this video. Worst mobility in the game, no strike throw mix, no good jab string, no staggers, no mix-ups, no pressure. Zoning is all cap. You can duck or crouch block and just get over all of it. Like, Cassie can duck, and if I try to use this move, she can be crouch blocking, react, and do a low fireball and hit me, right? Or at the very least, I gotta block it, and now I gotta stop, and now we're in a zoning war. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's just a lot, man. And there's more. There's always gonna be more. Like, Frost wake up 3 is pretty good, but it's minus like 11 or 12. Like, you can do something out of there. Wake up 2 is not great. She just like the things that people say are good about her, I don't understand, right? So anyway, back to Shao Kahn, right? Like, people say Shao Kahn's the worst in the game. People say Frost is good. But then the reasons they state, like, it's literally just like, what do you mean Frost is a godlike anti-air? Yeah, Shao Kahn's anti-air game is better. It's better. Like, what are you going to say? Like, her damage is high, his damage is better. He's got better up close game. He can set up his offense on a sweep. You know what I mean? He flawless blocked it, is still safe. -7. Like, he can set up his offense off a sweep from here. Not to mention, I didn't even bring up back 3. Back 3 is the best whiff punishing anti-airing move probably in the game. You know what I mean? Like 31% off a whiff punish, right? One thing I forgot to mention, I'm just gonna throw in here somewhere. Shao Kahn has shoulder charge. It's a 16 frame special. It's a really good reversal. What I mean by reversal is it's fast, far advancing special move. So a move like Scorpion's Death Spin, Shao Kahn can punish at any range, max range with shoulder charge. Frost doesn't have that. If you play Auger Lunge, which is 17 frames and travels slower, you have a chance to punish, but at max range, you can't punish him for that move. So you can get down for Death Spin to death. What's like Scorpion can do that, like to Frost, and she can't do shit about it unless she plays Auger Lunge, which is a shitty move. And then if you're playing her Head Bomb, now that's all 3 slots because the Head Bomb is a 2-slot move, so you can't play the launcher. Shit like that, right? Like, so for the people that say Crouch and Crown, the Head Bomb is really, really good. Remember that it's a 2-slot move, and if you want to play that in the launcher, in certain matchups, you're going to need other tools. Like against Jade, you're not going to be able to play that. You're going to need other tools. Against characters, you might need the projectile shield. You might need the dive kick, right? Just throwing that out there. But here's the thing. People don't want to play neutral. People don't want to play footsies. They don't want to whiff punish. They don't want to play around this game. They want to just get in there, sweep, mash, and do, you know, press buttons and win. Fam, he's not the type of character, bro. But Frost doesn't have shit but highs that she can hit you with from around here. He's got a whole mid that he can hit you with from back here that'll make you want to block. And yes, minus 14, but if you space this out, it's harder to punish for some characters. Like, what is Frost gonna do? She can punish for down 4 and that's it, right? You know what I mean? And if this lands, and you should only be using this on reactions like a whip punish or a far jump, like some cabal shit in the air, reacting to that, you know. He's got multiple armor breakers, multiple anti-air moves. He actually has a throw game. His reversal throw punish, throw crushing blow can do over 50% damage. You can do like some spawn type damage. And it's actually practical because people do unsafe shit where you can reversal grab them. Like, it happens. Yeah, it's just looking at these two characters' capabilities, looking at them one-to-one and just comparing Frost to like better characters. Like, she's the worst character in the game, bro. She is. Like, her launcher doesn't even work properly half the time. And yes, this, maybe not off this string, but this will, if you play Frost, this will happen to you in a match. And you will, like, get punished for hitting. Like, again, I've done this against Sub-Zero players, and then he did a slide and punish me. You know what I mean? Like, you can get punished for landing a hit, right? It's shit like that that's a real problem in this game. And like, not having a decent armor breaker to deal with any of the bullshit. And like, I just don't, like, me and my analytical brain who breaks down and assesses this game, checks out every character, I don't see how Shao Kahn is worse than Frost because this string has a gap. Fam, that's like, to me, that's like me saying, I'm not gonna do that, but where we at? It's almost like saying this has a gap, right? But or this, right? But this has a gap too. Oh, this has a gap. It's like, okay, then don't do it. Like, people just don't understand to find other options, right? Like, oh, but no, but that's how I get my plus frames. Fam, you being +3 from here is not, like, that's not shit. Like, you don't need to do this. Like, with Shao Kahn, you don't need to play this game. You don't. But Shao Kahn players don't want to learn any other way to play. They want to play like they think they know how to play. I want to play the same way Raiden plays. I want to play the same way Liu Kang plays. I want to play the same way this character. No, that's not what your character's supposed to do. And people can't get that through their heads because they want to do what they want to do. They want to mash. They want to, you know what I mean? His button's actually jailed, like how people want him to jail now. Cool, good for you. But I'm just saying, just because this one gap is here, this doesn't make the character terrible. If you have a problem with this, you can get other projectiles. You know what I mean? Like, you can literally set up the crushing blow for that, and it's off his jab string, which is really good. Even though it's 9 frames, it's the best anti-airing jab in the game. It leads to 30% combo damage, and if you think people are gonna break those combos, you can literally get the move skewered and punish them for it even harder. Like, that you have so many options with Shao Kahn, but instead people want to play Dark Priest and do down 1 annihilation. Like, that's why Shao Kahn players think he's bad, because they want to do this, and that's not, like, that's how you play the character. Like, this is not how you play Shao Kahn. Like, it's just not. But anyway, man, this video's gonna be mad long, and I don't know how I'm gonna edit this shit. But long story short, if I compare Frost to the low tiers, if I compare Frost to Scarlet, Scarlet's a better character. And people think Scarlet's bad, RoboCop. Scarlet has not been bad for a long time. And now that Scarlet can use the move she had in Hemorrhage, the fucking full screen low launcher that can go at different ranges, that move is great. She can do like 28% unbreakable combos to you off her fastest mid, which sucks that it's 13 frames, but she can get plus frames pretty reliably. Like, Scarlet's good. Her parry's really slept on and really useful. Like, RoboCop is really good. RoboCop literally, I mean, the people who watch my streams and watch me play, watch me vortex people with RoboCop all the time. So I've known that he wasn't bad. But anyway, nobody really looks at these characters. Nobody really plays these characters. So they don't know, and they're just not as, like, nobody's breaking the game down like me, bro. All I do is watch content. All I do is create content. All I do is play. All I do is lab. I've been doing that for a long time. So I know what I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah, this is the end-all, be-all, definitive, ultimate. Frost is still the worst character in the game. Like I said at the beginning of this video, if you were going to come out of your mouth and say Fujin is really good because he has really good movement, then you have to accept that the character with the worst movement, maybe that really matters. Maybe that really affects the character, right? Maybe that's really important, right? She has the worst move in the game though, and nobody like ever brings that up. She doesn't have any staggers. Nobody ever brings that up. She doesn't have any mix-ups. Nobody brings that up. She has no strike throw game. Nobody brings that up. You're gonna say she has 2 throw crushing blows, but how's she gonna throw you when she has no strike throw game? Like, Frost players have to just dash up and throw you. Like, we just have to do it. I have to back 2, dash up and throw you. Good players will react and punish me for that. So those of you getting thrown by this, you need to get better. That's not a strength of the character. No. This is not a stagger because it's -4, but look at where we're at. I can do it again, but you can jump and kill me. Anyway, I'm rambling and repeating the same shit over and over. If I didn't say everything, I probably didn't. It's because I've tried to make this video 30 times. It is very frustrating for me as somebody who's a Day 0 Frost main and somebody who played this character in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. I know the character sucks. The community is just full of sheep and full of cap stars. So the truth was not, like, they're not letting the truth rock, but the truth shall prevail and it'll set you free. JSF, subscribe for more content. Catch me streaming. I'm out.